Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's Young and the Restless Daily Recap is for Wednesday, August the 24th, 2022. Wednesday, August 24th, 2022. The show started out with Abby talking to her father and Chance coming in. And then Abby leaves so that Victor and Chance can talk. And you know what amazes me is Victor never knows when to just shut up. His whole pompousness, you know, is it'll backfire one day, and I hope that one day is because of Chance. Because Chance is letting him know, bottom line, I'm not doing this for you, period, because you broke laws. You are guilty. And if I would spend more time pursuing this, oh, it would definitely be proven, But no, I'm just Chet's my boy. I'm proud of you. You did the right thing. Stop all that right thing. Chance is a cop. The right thing would have been taking all the evidence to Paul or whoever the new district attorney is. Is it Christine? We just haven't seen her because she doesn't come star or appear on the show very often. But I think Paul is chief of police, and I think Christine is the district. No, Michael stepped down as district attorney. They never said Christine took it back again. So we don't know who the district attorney is. But Chance is just like disgusted pretty much with Victor. And it's like, look, we won't have too much interaction, you and I. And good, you don't need to. You don't want the department to think you're in Victor's pocket because unfortunately, Kevin is delusioned enough. Uh, Speaking of Kevin, I love the way he handled Adam in the park. Love, love, love it. Adam just knew he was just manipulating and spinning this tail all around little Kevin. He goes, naive Kevin, you this, you that. And Kevin is just let him talk. And then he goes, for one, and there it is. This is all about your vendetta against your father, who actually left you out to dry. So, do I want to get involved with and team up with the likes of you? Or not? And he goes, not. He's like, no. Because he goes, for one thing, you have it all wrong, even though Adam really didn't have it all wrong. He goes, you have this all wrong. For two, I'm not the one. Let's say you had it right. I'm not the one who would go down for this. I am absolutely not a cop. I'm not. I'm not even a detective. So no, this won't come back on me at all. In other words, Kevin's like, I'm a keyboard pusher, okay? Bottom line, and it would not. Nobody even really knows that Kevin was working with Adam. So Adam, with Chance. Kevin is working with Chance. I am so happy it didn't work. And Kevin just sliced and diced and walked away. And Adam was left standing there looking like the idiot he is. Right now, I don't know why they are writing this story for Adam the way it is. I honestly don't. So then, of course, Adam makes a phone call. I need a job done. Okay. So then we deal with Victoria and Nikki. Very, very boring, conversation before her video conference with her leadership team. And Nikki's like, I just want to make sure you're not moving too fast. You're going to make some bold moves. Are you sure you're not biting off more than you could chew? And Victoria's like, nope, this is what needs to be done. We got to have a show of strength, and we got to keep moving, and this, that, and the other, and yada, yada, yada. So she has a press conference. But before we get to that, Nick, of course, makes his daily rounds to Sally's office, talking to Sally, letting Sally know that, the investigation is closed and yada, yada, yada. But then he's like, I have to go because press conference is getting ready to start. Not the press conference, the leadership conference call. And Sally's like, well, I have it already queued up. You're going to be late if you leave here and try to get there. And in my mind, I was thinking, you know, all that is a push of an elevator button. Correct me if I'm wrong, everybody. And I need some Y&R thinking caps. That office is right there in Newman Towers. Completely, absolutely, positively. It might even be on the same floor as Victoria's office. Remember back in the day, that was Victoria's office. Victor had the big daddy office. Victoria had that office, that little junior office. So, what do you mean you're going to be late? He wasn't going to be late. If he were going to go to Victoria's CEO office, which, of course, we've never seen Nick's office. He should have had a nice one. He should have been going to his own office, but, and his office would have been in Newman Towers. So anyway, he says, oh, okay, I'll stay. I'll watch it from here. So of course, they're sitting there. Now, fortunately, they're not sitting too close because Sally has not truly decided to put the designs on Nick, and she's smart enough to make things look right when they should look right. Because it wouldn't have looked right had she been sitting right next to him. Victoria would have been thinking, why is she sitting that close to my brother? That would have definitely had some red flags. Victor would have been looking at it, said, why is that spectral woman? Why is she sitting that close to Nicholas? And then Vicky would have been, oh no, I got to stop that. I might have to come up with the scheme to run her out of town. So no, Sally kept her distance proper. She actually did. So, Nicholas gave his little canned speech about working with everybody, and Sally gave her little, yes, she's 100% because Victoria assigned Sally's department to work with another department on a project. And, Sally's like, I'm looking forward to the collaboration and blah, 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 blah. So the meeting went very well. Victor was so cheesy proud of the situation. The way Victoria handled it. He approves of her moves because those would have been young Victor or younger Victor's moves. After, going through some kind of little setback, he would have come back stronger and bolder than ever. So the most interesting, or to me, was the interactions between Chloe and Chelsea. Chloe sees Chelsea is really reeling, and it's so interesting. Chloe calls it every single time, and so does Adam. As Chelsea denies, you don't know what you're talking about. As she denies. Remember when Chloe was getting behind schedule with production? Stop trying to block my creative ability. I know what I can do. I'm going to make it on time. And then when she was considering taking on Marchetti and what she was doing for Finmore's, Chloe was like, that is too much, Chelsea. We're behind as it is. You're trying to tell me I don't know how. I know how to micromanage. I know how to multitask. I know how to handle both. Don't tell me what I can and I cannot do. So when Chelsea stepped away, what was the first thing she said? I bit off more than I could chew. I was getting overwhelmed. So I'm stepping away. Isn't that just what Chloe had been telling her for months? That they were arguing, fussing, fighting about? Yes. So now Chloe is like, she was kind of telling her she saw her starting to latch on to Billy and kind of obsess over Billy. You do not, you are making it sound like I am desperate. So you trying to say I'm desperate? No, I am not desperate. And she goes, Chelsea, you did it with Ray. Are you trying to say I was trying to wreck a home? I'm not a home wrecker. And she's like, for one, that's not what I'm saying. For two, Ray was the one he forgave you. Ray, you and Ray spent a lot of time when, he allowed you or made it possible for you to go take care of your mother. And he was there with you and Connor. And then when he came back, he actually let you know he forgave you and was actually some sorts of friend to you. Naturally, you would be gravitated to him. I was not gravitated in the way that you think I was gravitated. You just make it like I am just desperate. I'm needy. I can't be by my. I mean, she just going on, took every word Chloe said and spouted a worse word to that word, And so Chloe's just like, oh, good God, I just can't. I can't win for losing with you, really. As she's looking at her, she goes, and by the way, Chloe, you do know that I am not the only one that has suffered from mental health issues. You yourself. And she goes, Chelsea, for one, I'm just saying, Ray's death hit you hard. Because she goes, and don't tell me there was not more that you didn't start developing feelings for Ray. And that's another reason his death hit you so hard. She says, and now you're using Billy to fill the void. Don't forget, I know how charming Billy Abbott can be. I know how, and she's just starting to name all these things, and then it hit me. I was like, got it. Billy and Chloe were together for one hot minute when she was pregnant with Delia. And Chloe was obsessed with Billy. Oh, she was big time. Just like Chloe was obsessed with Kane for a hot minute. Actually, that's how we thought Delia was Kane's daughter. As a matter of fact, the name Cordelia Matilda, I think it is Cordelia Matilda, whatever, Kane is the one that named her because they thought it was his daughter. Okay, so Chloe has had her obsessive moves over men, but Chelsea, and the worst thing is, she swears she's in control. And the more Chelsea swears she's in control, the more out of control she is, which is why I'm happy Billy was not on board with the Johnny situation. Not that he was against it. He's like, this is just not a good time. It's just not. And I'm happy because Chelsea is going to go off the rails. And there's no reason that Johnny should be brought into none of that. None of that at all. So then Adam, she sees Chloe and Chelsea just, their conversation fall apart. So Chelsea, he walks over. No, Chloe says like, you know what? Because Chelsea's like, I'm gonna leave. She goes, no, you know what? Just drink your drink. Don't let a good drink go to waste. I need to get to work anyway. I'll leave. So Chloe gets up and leaves, and Adam is behind Chelsea, sitting on one of the pool chairs, and he goes, "Ooh, wow, that fell apart fast." And she's like, "What are you doing behind me? What are you doing behind me, Adam? How long have you been there listening to the conversation?" So Adam comes, you can tell I love making fun of Chelsea. I definitely do. Adam comes and now sits where Chloe was sitting. And he was just talking to her. And he says, Chelsea, something's obviously going on. Because she started spouting off something. And he goes, I need you to make sure you get it together so that Connor doesn't see this. Because Connor is very perceptive of our moods and our emotions. Are you're trying to say I'm a bad mother? How dare you say I'm a bad mother? See, there she goes. He never said she was a bad mother, just like half the stuff Chloe was saying, he never said. She's in another planet. She's on a whole different dynamic, her own reality, which is why I'm happy they're doing the whole break thing between her and Billy, because we shall see what she's getting ready to do now, but she's spiraling out of control. So Adam is like, no, it's not what I'm saying, but I've seen this before, you know. So anyway, that is that. He gets a phone call or a text message and he goes, I have to go. And he just gets up and leaves her sitting there. So then we have Chloe coming into the coffee house and Kevin is livid. This needs to I need to speak to the chief of police. This needs this, that I need to report a crime. And he's going on and on and on. And I'm thinking, uh-oh, is he reporting Chance? And he goes, it happened at the library. And he goes, I went in and to return a book for my son, Miles. And when I came out, my car was broken into and my bag was stolen. And then we get the scene, or we see a scene where Adam is knocking on his door. He opens it up and it's some thief, the one that he called and said, I need a job done. So he hands Adam Kevin's bag, right? Leather bag. And before he hands it to Adam, he's like, ooh, well, that one, I actually uploaded the wrong picture there. Let me get the right picture. Hold on for a second here, because that's one of a good picture that I want everyone to see. Let me see. Today, picture 2. There we go. Now this is the right picture. He takes out Kevin's laptop that he had the guys break into the car and steal. And he goes, look, you can have this bag. I don't want it. This is what I want. And the guy's just looking at the bag and like, ooh, man, you don't see one like this very often. And he puts it across. Hello, can anybody tell me what's going to happen? Idiot thief is going to be sporting Kevin's unique leather bag, fine leather bag, around town. Kevin's either going to see it, Chloe's either going to see it, Chance is either going to see it, but I can guarantee somebody's going to see it, which is good, because that's how Adam's going to end up, because the guy's going to flip on him, of course, because he said, look, you didn't tell me this guy worked for the police department. You're going to pay more. And Adam's like, whatever, I don't care, you know? And I'm like, okay, that's just like you hiring a thief to go in and steal something, a ring that's in the pocket of a unique leather jacket, and they bring you the jacket with the ring inside and say, now this is a nice leather jacket. And you're like, I don't care about that leather jacket. I just want the ring inside. As the thief then puts the leather jacket on, ooh, fits me perfectly. What do you think the thief is going to do? The thief's going to wear it around town. That is so stupid. But yeah, he says, keep the bag. So good, because now the bag is going to come back to bite him in the behind. Now, Kevin is upset and Kevin is not thinking. But here's one thing for sure. Kevin is a hacker, remember? Kevin has always been a hacker. We got 2 hackers on the show. And this is a trivia question. Let me write this down so I can remember my trivia. Trivia question. Kevin's a hacker. Who's the other hacker on the show? Okay. Show. If I don't write it down, I won't remember the trivia question. Kevin's a hacker. Kevin needs to, and one thing is for sure, as with all hackers or anybody that's tech savvy, that laptop is 100% password protected. It may even be fingerprint protected, face protected. Kevin's laptop is on lockdown. And his password is not going to be Miles or Bella or Chloe. He's not going to have a password like that, because he's too sophisticated for that. right? As a matter of fact, years ago, if I say that story, I would have told you who the other hacker was. So I can't tell you that story years ago. That's how I know Kevin's password is really, really hard to figure out because somebody else tried to figure out. And it took a long, long time. See, Kevin can remotely, the level of hacker he is, hack into that laptop, wipe it, wipe that baby clean. But they're not going to have Kevin be on that level of hacker for this incident. Watch, he's going to be your lay person with a computer. Oh, I didn't lock it out. When look, every time you flip the lid down on a laptop, you got to put the password in when you flip that lid back up. But anyway, Kevin could that would not be an issue if Kevin were thinking right, or if that's the way the writers wanted it to go. What's pathetic is, what does Adam seriously think he's going to gain? Is he going to leak all of the information that's on Kevin's laptop to a social media outlet? What's going to be his end game? It is ridiculous. And then ultimately, whatever his end game is going to be after he does this whole damage thing, he's going to say, I just want to be a part of the family. I just want to be accepted. No, Adam, please, you need to start your own brand. Remember 2 years ago, he was ditching the Newman name. I'm going back to Adam Wilson. Gonna go back to Adam Wilson. I'm not a Newman anymore. Want everybody to know that. He's still calling himself Adam Newman. Oh, get out of here. So let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner, I have one comment for Libby. And Libby was joking about, we've got these families and these COOs and people working at companies that they're not qualified for. But one thing she says is, you notice nobody has their own office. Nobody has a private. Everybody has to be in the CEO's office, which is interesting. Everybody. From not Hamilton Winters, it is now Chancellor Winters. Everybody's got to be in Lily's office. And at Newman Enterprises, everybody has to be in Victoria's office. Nobody else can work in their own offices, which is so interesting to me. Same with Jabot when they decide they're going to work with Jabot. Same thing, just right now, we don't need to see, there's no reason to show Jack in his office because everybody's working for other branches, whether it's the Finmores or the Marchettis. So anyway, what else did she say? That yes, that was just the main comment, that nobody has a private office. Thank you so much, Libby, for that comment. Please, if you know the answer to the trivia question, who is the second hacker in Genoa City, let me know, or let us all know, because I know, but let us all know. With that being said, I'll be back for Thursday, August the 25th, daily recap of The Young and the Restless.